Hello, Plaidman here. It's so weird. I can see like a picture of me right there, so that's odd and fascinating. I love my wife. Guess you can see stuff in the background. Sorry about the mess. And I'm sorry for the delay. It's been a while. So I kind of wanted to do a movie review. I honestly also want to talk about what's called green energy, or dirty green energy, as I'm starting to like think about it, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. Today, I powered through this movie that I started and then like watched it on my lunch break, and then I like watched it when I had 10 minutes, and then when I got home, I just had to finish it. And it's one of the better movies I've seen in a long time, but it's emotionally traumatizing. And it's weird, I just finished it, so I'm still like going through how I feel about it. So I'm going to go through how I feel about it right now with you. The movie is called Prisoners. And it's with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman being arguably the lead, and Jake Gyllenhaal being like the secondary lead. And effectively, you have on Thanksgiving Day, two families get together, and both of their younger daughters disappear. And subsequently, a investigation ensues and things ensue, and you have what appears to be a series of events that happen that lead you to like think a certain thing and think a person is a certain way, which leads Hugh Jackman's character, which is one of the dads, to believe like, oh, this is the guy. This person knows. This person knows. And unfortunately, that person also has like the IQ and the mental fortitude of like a 10-year-old, but worse, and is like super silent about everything, which is unlike normal 10-year-olds. Played by Paul Dano, which for the record, he is one of those actors that I was talking about him earlier, and I'm like, I feel like he's the next Alan Rickman. Not in all the ways that Alan Rickman is, but in like the other ways that Alan Rickman was. So like, he's not inherently villainous, but he does play this like, he does a terrific job of embodying someone that you pity and suspect in equal measure. And he does a perfect job in this movie. He's suspect number one. So effectively, that's what the story is you have Hugh Jackman as dad number one. You have Terrence Howard as dad number two. And you have their wives, and I'm blanking on their names. I want to say Tay Leone, but I'm not entirely certain that's correct. I really should have done, I should have a separate little iPad, and I'm probably going to do that. Have a little thing here that like, this is what it is. Anyways, I'm not going to do it right now. So, but that's something I'll probably do next year. I'm enjoying saying that because next year is in like 3 days. So it's like right around the corner. Anyhow, this movie, I have friends who have kids. Okay. I don't yet, unfortunately. And it's fascinating because their perspective is like, we will not watch any movie that endangers kids in any way. And that's their prerogative, and that's fine. And I think that they miss out on good movies because of that. Because as horrible as it is, universally, we can all agree that endangering children in any way, shape, or form is the line not crossed. It's not crossed. And if it is crossed by the worst of humans, the worst of humankind. Meaning, if you really want to delve into the itty-gritty, the nasty of humans, that's where you got to live. That's basically, if you want to tell a story horribly, or if you want to tell a really gnarly story, that's where you go. And this movie goes there. And I have to say this, it's a 2.5-hour movie, and every minute I was like, oh, we're good. wait. And I like tapped the thing because I watched it on my phone. I'm like, we still have an hour left. Or we still have an hour and a half left. And I'm just like, what else are they going to tell? Like, this is done. This is a done thing. And I have to applaud the direction and the writing because they just, this is Dennis Villeneuve, blah, 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 blah. I'm horrible. If I ever work with a guy, I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name. French director. He's done a good amount of things, but his most recent thing was the new Dune movie. And before that was Blade. He did Sicario as well. And before that, he did something called Emmy, which I haven't seen. And then he did this movie called Prisoners. So Hugh Jackman is main dad. And Jake Gyllenhaal is the main detective. And he's fascinating because he's a guy who has some tattoos. He has this noticeable, like, blink. Which, initially, I was like, oh, it's, like, drug use or something like that. But then I was inclined to think that maybe... Oh, shit. I was inclined to think that maybe it wasn't drug use, it was just tiredness. Like, he's constantly tired and not getting enough sleep. Which, as the movie progresses, we're like 6 days in or whatever, and we're still trying to find these girls that are missing. Like, that makes sense. Because if he's the main detective, like, he would try and do everything he could do to find these girls. But I don't know. I feel like there was something about it that, like, he was on something or whatever. It didn't really affect the story. It was kind of an interesting character choice. Similarly with, like, he had a tattoo on his neck. And I'm like, it doesn't affect the story, but it's fascinating. Like, I kind of want to know more. And what's his backstory and yada, yada, yada. And amazingly, interestingly enough, we didn't delve into that. We got into the meat and the potatoes and the gristle and the marrow of this story, like, right away. And this movie, it does the exact thing you want to do in, like, a crappy mystery. Like, good, but, like, deeply heart-wrenching mystery of where did these girls go. In that, like, they give you the shotgun in Act 1, and it does not go off until Act 3. Like, you're informed. You were informed. And me even saying that, not a spoiler, because I don't want to give any spoilers. I want everyone to watch this movie and know this is what good storytelling is. But I also want you to know, like, hey, this movie is intense. This is not a holiday fun movie. This is something you sit down and you're like, okay, let's go. Because it is impeccably done, impeccably directed, impeccably acted. Like, just every part of it is perfect. And it has it had me on the seat of my pants, literally and figuratively, like, what is happening? And it's intense. And I want to say it has a good ending, but I don't know if that's true. You have to kind of watch it for yourself. This is one of those movies I kind of don't want to give away the spoiler because you just need to watch it. It reminded me of the Robert Downey Jr. movie where they were trying to find the guy who, like, murdered people in, like, San Francisco. I'm trying to think of Zodiac. It reminded me of Zodiac. So this movie is like Zodiac, different, and in some ways better. This movie is like the first season of True Detective. And for the record, I'm probably going to watch that and review that because it's amazing. I already saw it, but I kind of want to talk about it again and watch it again. Because the first season of True Detective is just stunning. Anyways, so if you are a fan of this, like, gritty, gnarly, like, what is the real world like? What is the things that we do not talk about? Watch this movie. And I will say this is my final thing. To me, every step along the way, I put myself in the main character's position, Hugh Jackman's position, and I was like, yep, I would do that. I might even do worse than that. Yeah. And I feel like this movie makes you question that. This movie forces you in that position and like, what would you do? Where is your line? What is your... And I think that's awesome. I wish more movies did that because it was a fascinating position to be put into. So anyways, that's it for now. That's Plaid Man for the moment. I'm going to do another one tomorrow. We're going to talk about climate change and ESG and stuff like that. We'll get into other stuff. But that's it for now. I just wanted... I just finished that. It was like hot in my head. I'm going to throw this out there. If you haven't seen the Jack Ryan show, it's just called Jack Ryan on Amazon. I highly suggest. And last thing, Prisoners is on Netflix. I don't know how long it's going to be there, but it's there right now. So you can watch it for free if you have Netflix. Anyways, that's it for now. Plaid Man out. Love you all. I'll message you soon.